Ladies and gentlemen, the following is another exciting episode of the Wrestling Fans Podcast, Ringside Society. I'm your host, that ocean crossing, straight up bossing, flight catching, shot glass snatching, always on the go, catch him if you can. Last month was Las Vegas. Next week is Tokyo, Japan. No cap, straight facts, the worldwide star boy, Remy Blue. But it's not about me, it's never about me. Trust me. This it definitely isn't. You see, we have a very special guest tonight, a man who has actually been making his name over on the West Coast. Shout out to all our West Coast riders. We got nothing but love for y'all over here on the East Coast. He's actually a student of Knokx Pro, which is headed by WWE Hall of Famer Rikishi, and he pretty much dominated all his matches during WrestleMania week. You could say he's dominant. You can say he's all business. You could say he's tough. But one thing you can definitely say tonight, he is our guest. He is the Epic. How you doing tonight, sir?
I'm doing well. Just another day, another ass whooping. You know what I mean?
Awesome,
Yeah.
awesome. I hear that, man. I tell you one thing though, man. Seeing you out there, I am so glad I'm not in the business. I will happily be a fan in the stands cheering. I don't want no parts of that ring. I'm just sorry, my one of my co-hosts, Rob Bass, he likes that excitement. He's a referee.
Yeah.
He would probably be into that kind of stuff. But me, I'm good. I'll just be over in the stands supporting.
Yeah, it's a fun time. Were you there Friday night? Did you see Friday night show?
So
Or you
I
saw
was not.
Thursday?
I was only there for Wednesday and I
Okay.
believe Thursday. It was
Okay.
just it was just so much going on during the week, like
Oh,
show
I know.
wise.
I know. There honestly there was so much talent out there, and we got that venue at the last second and everything. We weren't even supposed to be there. So we said, let's go full bore and just did what we could. Our night show Thursday night and Friday night uh were absolutely wild. We did a tag team rumble, and we had Hoka with Alpha Junior showing up. Honestly, Rusev brought one of his guys from is it Romania? Where's he from? I don't know where he's from, but he brought one of his people. It was kind of cool. It was a fun time. I did just
I gotta
whooping
say,
everybody.
I gotta say though, the one thing I like about Knokx Pro is that, and I've always wanted to. I've always said if I ever get a chance, I'd always want to check out a Knokx Pro show because the Anawa Ifatu family or the Samoan dynasty, they're one of my
Hmm.
favorite wrestling families that I grew up watching, and I always thought I'd like to go and check out a show of theirs one of these days. And the moment I saw that you guys had a show there, I was like, okay, the first show I'm going to is that show right there. I don't care about who else has anything else going on at that time, which nobody didn't, but still wouldn't have mattered to me because my main thing was Knokx Pro. And I was like, I gotta check this out. I heard a lot of great things about it. Um, and y'all were very well put together. I was like, y'all had a whole entrance stage and everything, and a band playing and all this stuff. And I'm like, yo, this is fun, man. And a lot,
Well,
a lot of great talent there. A lot of great
yeah,
talent.
it was actually a very stacked card. We had a lot of talent there. One of the things is, when we got that all at short notice, we were like, okay, like, do we just, do we want to show up, do whatever? Like, nah, let's just go as big as possible, get the best footage we can, rock the ring, do our shit, have a lot of fun, and like pretty much accomplish our goals. Like it was I'm excited to go back to Vegas because we're gonna assert some more dominance out in that area next time we're there because yeah, I feel like as a whole we had a lot of fun, but you haven't really seen our shows yet. Like if you would have saw our last Pomona show, we fit it was like a 400-person venue. We had like 600 plus standing room only. You know,
What?
oh yeah, yeah, yeah. And we had like the Lucha Kings out there. I don't know if you've seen the Lucha Kings live. They're good. We had WWE ID guys all out performing. And then, of course, when I show up, I get the Stone Cold Pop and break the house down because I'm having too much fun. That's my hometown. So, you know, that's the unfortunate side effect of people performing with me in SoCal is you're going to have to deal with me and all my friends and fans. So that's fun. Yeah,
But I'm,
no.
you know,
If you want the full experience, we gotta get you to one of our shows when we have time to promote it, set it up, and really like dig into it. We just literally did that on like 2 weeks notice.
one of the I shouldn't have been surprised because I've always, the California wrestling scene, whether it's SoCal, whether it's NorCal, y'all are always larger than life. That's one thing I enjoy about watching,
Hmm.
talent from over there is y'all are larger than life. Y'all are and the thing is y'all could fit in any era of, let's say, WB. Y'all
Hmm.
could fit in, whether it's the golden era where you had the 80s, whether it's the new generation era of the 90s, or even the attitude era. Everybody has a place there that they fit in, and that's the
Yeah,
thing I enjoy about, West Coast wrestling. And I always tell, my East Coast my fellow East Coast wrestling fans, it's great that you support your locals, but the way the internet is right now, log on and or just do a quick search and see what's going on over in the West Coast. There's a lot of great things over there. And this I know, this guy Gabe Sapolsky. He
yeah.
actually read my
He's
mind too.
hired
He
me
was like,
twice.
yeah, he was like, the West Coast doesn't get a lot of love. They're like pretty underrated. And I was like, yeah, you really and truly are right. You definitely are right about that one.
Yeah,
So,
well, it's because you got to think about this. You're in California. You're going to go to a wrestling show. Or you're going to go to the beach. You know what I mean? Like it's always sunny. We're competing with great weather. We're competing with a lot of things to do. You know what I mean? And like that's the unfortunate side effect is the California fan is not the best fan. But the wrestling talent is so good. Like I don't know if you saw Juicy. I love Juice.
oh, Juicy for now.
Yeah,
I
Juice
seen
is
the
my
guy.
dude, man.
I saw, yeah, he's from Well, he's Tongan. I
Yeah,
saw him
he's
wrestle
talking.
2 years ago. I've been telling people, if that guy signs WWE,
I would lose it. I mean, like, you know, I
man,
I have yet to wrestle with him one on one in the ring, and I would absolutely love that moment because we would just go at it and do our thing. But like, you
dude,
gotta just you got. I love the way like you gotta love the way he works a crowd when he shows up, and it's almost like he can feel it, and he can get that whole crowd juice, and he does his thing, and I'm like, that's my man. It's so fun, you know.
Epic. You're probably gonna think I'm crazy. You're probably gonna think I'm smoking drugs or snorting
Yeah.
whatever. If I were a promoter and you had to face Juicy, you know what I would bill that as? I would bill that as Hulk Hogan, that pretty much like in the vein of Hulk Hogan versus Andre the Giant, or Hulk Hogan versus Earthquake, because that's what was it called? The immovable force versus the something object. I
Yeah,
could see that happening right there and then,
that'd be fun.
because you
Yeah,
got Juicy, who's a big guy. You got you, who's like the muscle guy. That would be
yeah.
something I would definitely pay to see.
Well, and then you got to take into consideration, I'm probably the strongest guy out there wrestling right now. I mean, I'm not nowhere near in my prime when I was a strength athlete, but I used to deadlift over 800 pounds easy. Just last Saturday, even with my hurt back, I was doing rack pulls with 735. My bench is still in the mid 400s. I squat, I'll rep out 500-pound reps easy, no problem. I've gone up to like 750, I think is the most I've done recently. That was easy. So like you got to think about the amount of strength that I possess and then how fun that could be with Juicy. But the problem with Juicy is nobody knows how strong that man is. That guy is freaky strong.
Ooh,
They
somebody
huh?
wants to smoke. I don't know who that is, but
Weak as
I don't
fuck.
know who that is.
Okay. That's all right. I can still lift your mama. That's good enough.
Just honestly, Epic, I apologize for that. Just for the record, I don't
But
normally
nah, I
encourage.
mean, anybody who says something like that either never lifted a weight in their life. He's probably right now. He's probably touching the towel that he calls his girlfriend with a sack of potato chips on his stomach. He don't even know what he's doing. Like, shut up. Go fuck your pillow.
Pra 87. So a bit of advice, although I let you guys comment, say you could comment or whatever on this, be respectful, because I do not invite people, we do not invite people on Ringside Society to have people like you disrespect our guests. Okay, so keep it cool, keep it respectful, or else we will block you. We don't play that. Okay,
I mean, I'm a
so
promo. I'm a promo god, so I mean, like, we can let it go.
yeah.
I'm funny first.
Yeah, Epic, I apologize. I'm not, yeah, I
That's the
yeah,
job
that
of
person.
That's the
Like,
job of the fan. Think about it this way. If I'm at a wrestling show and then someone goes, "Hey, you pink this or you fat this or you ugly, you balding," whatever they want to say, right? It's my job to take that, eat it like a sandwich, and then figure out how to give them something quick and then move on so I could either maintain heat, I could get a pop with the crowd laughing. That's what entertainment is. So like, don't worry about it, man. Like that, I love that stuff. Bring it. You know what I mean? Like it don't matter to me. Like what I grew up in a neighborhood where we just tease each other for fun. I spent
okay.
the early part of my life with a shaved bald head, with people telling me I look like Slot from the Goonies. Right? To me, like I'm like, well, at least he was buff. I don't care. He's ugly, but look at his muscles. Like I don't give a damn, dude. It is what it is.
Okay, he says something, and then he says, "Oh, here he says, he knows who this is." Well,
I probably couldn't pick you up.
well, if he knows who you are, then I mean, just say who you are. That way, I don't want to come off
Yeah,
as
at
being
least
a
make
jerk.
it easy.
If you guys are coworkers, just say who you are, and I'll apologize for calling you up. I mean, if you're a fellow worker, if you're a friend from way back when, say who you are. I mean,
Oh, he's probably
you
from
know,
my Instagram.
yeah.
Or it's a
But I
chick.
gotta. So you mentioned the Goonies from the past. I gotta ask you, man. So I normally ask, the majority of our guests that we have on here. How did your fandom start for professional wrestling? What was the match that wait. Sorry, my mistake. Is it wait from Sweet Sensations?
I love him. He's so
Wow.
good.
Hey, slick back, slick back.
He's so good.
I'm gonna tell you right now. First off, my bad. I didn't know that was you, bro. Like I didn't
How
know.
dare you?
Um, I know you guys are everybody's favorite boy band. I mean, you guys are the guys from Backstreet that stay in sync. But I will say this right now: do not go too far on your world tour because we actually are looking to have both you guys on our show soon. So we'll talk about that later, though. Right now, Mr. Epic, I gotta ask you, man.
They
How,
lip
how did
sync
it all
everything.
start
They
for
can't
you?
really sing. They suck.
Kara- Karaoke battle coming soon. The
And they wear
Epic
a vest
versus
because they don't
the
work out
Sweet
anymore.
Sensations. So I gotta ask you, man. How did your fandom start for professional wrestling? What was the match or the event that made you go, "Yo, that's cool. I'm gonna tune in next week and the week afterwards."
Honestly, I liked it a little bit when I was younger, but I was one of the fitting with my older brothers, and they were the biggest fans of it. And then my first official, like where I fell in love with wrestling, was Stone Cold coming out with the beer truck, or what was it, a milk truck or
Oh,
a beer
okay.
truck? No, it was a beer truck. Yeah. That was like I watched the guy who was like my father figure absolutely pop in the living room and everyone screaming and yelling. And I wasn't saying anything because I was just digesting it. But I was sitting there like, this is the coolest shit I've ever seen. Yeah. And then I was like, I love big shit. Like this ever since then I was like, I want to do big things. The crowd's going crazy. You're looking at all that stuff, kind of the coolest thing I've ever seen.
Okay. Wow, that was definitely a memorable moment. Stone Cold, he was definitely a man. And the funny thing is, I'm sure you've seen his earlier matches. Like, it's crazy how he went from a pretty boy with long blonde hair, is calling himself stunning, to now he's this, country boy, beer drinking, kicking all kinds of tail all over WB, beating up his boss and showing him the middle finger. Like, it's crazy how that metamorphosis just happened. It's wild.
I mean, it wasn't too far from who he was. My aunt actually knew his first wife, Deborah, really well.
Okay.
So
Wow.
yeah, so I mean, like this, who he was just kind of like an athlete, beer drinking, hell raising kind of person.
Wow.
It's for him. It was just just being himself.
Wow. That's cool. That's awesome, man. Did you ever get
Yeah.
to meet Steve Austin in real life, or just seen him on TV or live in
Nah,
wrestling?
just through proxy with my aunt and stuff like that. Never really sat down or done anything like that with him.
Okay. Wow. Awesome. So, who are some of your favorites you enjoyed watching, like growing up? Like
Um,
aside from Steve
I
Austin.
I became a Hulk Hogan fan when he came out with Triple H for Backlash. I think it was Backlash when he came back out in the red and yellow.
Okay.
just watching Triple H smile in the ring, I became the biggest nerd right there, because it's like then you're starting to understand like the you're grasping, what this guy is about. You know what I mean? And it was, to me, that's when wrestling, because I always knew wrestling wasn't real in terms of like fighting, but in terms of production, physical attributes, and the actual strength and agility, like you need all of that. But then there's this other aspect to it. It's like, how are these fans clicking onto everything, and you're just watching this like show? I couldn't explain it, but like that, I was a big fan watching Hogan. I got hooked after that. The red and yellow. I kind of fell off with Hogan after the Taker angle that he had, because it was just kind of corny. Never been a fan of Taker up until he came back as the Dead Man, because I appreciate character stuff so much. Like, I've always been a wrestling fan for the characters. The Rock is probably my favorite character ever, ever. Like,
Okay.
right before Hollywood Rock, when he was just running his mouth nonstop. Like, you know, yeah, that the whole thing with the Rock cutting people off, and he was basically, him and Stone Cold were the same people. Everyone really knows this. One's Hollywood, one's Texas. They both had the vest. They both had the short black trunks. They both talked about shoving things up people's butts. One sideways, one was opening a can of whoop ass. I'm gonna shove that thing with the sun don't shine. Both of them had the same gimmick,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
So
Come to find out about, yeah, you are kind of right when you look at it, you know.
yeah, but it's
And
the
then
energy
one
that
was,
they brought.
and one were
They
both were kind of like, I guess you could, they're kind of related. Like you had the Rock, you think of the Rock, and then there's Stone Cold, and you think of a Stone, kind of like similar, you know.
Yeah, no, they were exactly the same damn things. But like the things that that make wrestling fun too. Even if you look at the Ultimate Warrior, he was good for like maybe a couple of things, right? But like, start letting him speak too much. They're not a lot, because he didn't have the mouthpiece like the other guys had. I love the Big Red Machine. Because he
Yeah,
knew how to talk to a crowd with just body language.
yeah.
And then that was something I really loved watching and getting into. Hell, before that, I think when I was at my chubbiest as a child, Bam Bam Bigelow was always, just because he was like me, big, bald, and chubby.
Oh yeah. I always call Bam Bam Bigelow the a next level big man because you never saw a lot of big guys doing flips. You never saw a lot of them doing like moonsaults and so on. And
Yeah.
Bam Bam Bigelow was that guy. And I was like, I've been chubby for pretty much all my life. I mean, I had that one stage when I was like, where I was like really skinny, but chubby most of my life. But that man was definitely inspiration because it showed me that you don't have to be, just because you are a big person doesn't mean you can't be agile. Doesn't mean you can't, do a cartwheel or a flip or something. He was definitely inspiration.
Yeah. And then he also, like, he could move. He didn't get tired.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, no, he was a real athlete, And then as far as like wrestling fandom though, like, it's all about the spectacle to me, you know? Like, it's that's why, like, my character and the stuff that I do is always high energy,
right.
because I've I've come to learn that, a lot of people, and they go out their day-to-day lives, and they have so many things going on, they need a distraction. And in order to distract people, for me at least, with my energy is pure chaos. That's who I am as an individual. So if I'm gonna come out, it needs to be chaotic so that I could wear my true self on my sleeve and just be a wrecking ball. So that I can invite people into my show, and then they'll believe it. And then as they're saying things, talking trash to me, like when I'm going by the sidelines, I'm doing dialogue with somebody, anything, they can start, they go, oh my God, this is like really real. Because this guy may be goofing off, but the bump that he just took on the concrete, that had to hurt. He just speared a guardrail. That had to hurt. Like, I love doing stuff like that, because then they're like, this man's crazy, and they start to believe it, you know, because I'll start doing crazy shit, and then it gets people invited into the show, you know.
Yeah. Wow. So I
It's
gotta.
like,
So I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, it's kind of like Slick Sensations. They're really good at getting the crowd into the show, because even if they come out and the crowd's like what are these guys doing? They keep going and performing to the point where people start to move with them. You know what I mean? Like it's they know their energy and they know how to bring people in. Like it,
Okay.
yeah, yeah, they're great, fantastic.
Yeah, I remember I saw them and I was like, what? And then
Yeah,
I'd taken a video of them going to the ring, and then there was this guy. He was a wrestler. I didn't even know. I had a feeling he was a wrestler, and my suspicions were proven correct. He had on a jester hat, I think, and his face was painted, and he's like
yeah,
dancing. And I'm like, this guy's rocking out to these guys. And
yeah.
yeah, they definitely had the crowd moving.
Yeah, no, they do their thing, man. They're very fun. I looked over and I saw you dancing a little bit to their song. It's catchy,
Yeah,
but it's all
yeah,
auto tune. They have no vocal talent. It's not real. So
So speaking of wrestling, man, I gotta ask you, man. So, now that you're a fan, you're going to the shows and everything. How did your journey start from, Epic the wrestling fan to the Epic, you know, student of the game, student of Knox Pro, man who's pretty much, kicking butt all over, the West Coast. Like how'd that wrestling journey go for you?
well, see, I fell off with wrestling and I stopped watching it. I had a rough patch in my life, so it's a long story how I got into wrestling. If you have the time,
Yeah,
um,
hey, it's
yeah.
about you, man, not about me. It's about you.
All right. Well, I started out with this. I was a truck driver. And before I was a truck driver, I was homeless living out of my car. Before I was homeless living out of my car, I was dating a couple people, but I was happy. I was powerlifting. I was one of the strongest people in the world at that time. And the person who got me into weightlifting, we always joked about having a tag team together. We were going to call ourselves the Smash Bros because our other buddy John Cuevos was a wrestler too. He actually wrestled with the Young Bucks when they were up in the thing. I forgot what area they're from. But anyways, Abe one day after I gave him a hug passed away the very next morning, and my whole life kind of spiraled from there. I got that's when I ended up in the car, ended up struggling with addiction problems and stuff like that, losing everything I had, got into the truck, and then I had my Instagram platform got banned, all this stuff's happening. I met my new girlfriend Jamira, and then so that's all culminates to how this happened. So I was driving home, going up the Grapevine in California, and I watched a U-Haul slam into the back of another tractor trailer fully loaded, and the U-Haul hit the back of the trailer so hard it got stuck into there, and it started to catch fire. And when I looked over, the guy was leaning on the airbag, and he was covered in blood. I thought he was dead. And then the U-Haul was now being drugged behind the tractor trailer, and I'm pulling up in my semi. I'm pulling up to the side, and I tell the guy pull over. He didn't even notice he was dragging the guy behind him because these trucks are so big you don't feel anything. So I pull my truck up ahead, and I was shoeless and shirtless at the time, driving home from up north. Just because when you're a truck driver, you kind of just live in your truck, chilling. So I put a jacket on. I put my shoes on my feet, and I sprint down to the truck. I saw starting to trickle with a little bit of flames on the hood, and then I'm working on the door, or I went up and the guy was out, and I checked to see if he was okay. His seatbelt was stuck on him. Anyways, by the time it was all said and done, I'd cut his seatbelt off. We were trying to work the door open. I was sliding in diesel fuel. I had to kick my shoes off to step in the glass in the bare feet to try to get grip on the door. When I finally popped the door open, his leg was pretty much like smashed down to the bone, like all the way through with the dash of the truck, and he couldn't move. Then the paramedics and the cops and everybody showed up, and I was like covered in this man's blood. So I had a freak out, and I told my girlfriend because I drove to her house right after this incident, like literally 30 minutes after I was at her house, or 40 minutes. And I said, God's going to take me soon, or he's going to replatform me, but there's no way you can go through all the terrible things that I've done to people and gone through life as terrible as I have, and then not have a life changing moment and either go home or get replatformed and tell people that God is real. And I literally told her that. She said, no, you're freaking out. I washed all the blood out of my hair. I said, I'm still freaking out, having a panic attack. I go to the gym at Metroflex Gym, and then a guy named AJ Mana hears me talking, and he asked if I wanted to be a wrestler. And I thought about my best friend Abraham after this whole ordeal, and I said, wrestling sounds like a great idea. That's what Abe wanted to do. I'm gonna get replatformed. I guess I'm not gonna die. and I stopped freaking out a little bit, and then I got into wrestling from that moment.
Wow,
That's how I
that's
got it. Yeah, my best friend. I This is what my whole
um,
tattoo is for. Is for my best friend. His
oh
gravestone. I
wow,
just in Vegas. I actually just put his name on my neck.
wow.
Yeah.
So, I just gotta say first off, I'm sorry for the loss of your best friend. I know it must have been a very hard time. I could only imagine what would happen if I lost, someone who was like a brother to me. And I'm glad that you were able to, find the strength and you know, see the sign that you're probably being most likely, which you were being replatformed to be a wrestler. And I commend you for staying strong through to it. And also, thank you for the truck driving, man. I know truck driving is not easy. It's a crazy wildlife. I've never done it. I don't know anybody that's personally that has done it, but from what I have heard, well, my brother-in-law did truck driving, but he didn't do like the long distance one. But I heard it's not easy, and I commend you for all that. So but yeah, thanks for sticking it out, man.
Oh yeah, I did a tribute for him at the last show. I actually posted a video of it. My little brother was out there too. Every time I come out, if you look at me yelling at the sky, or anytime I'm in the ring yelling at the sky, I'm yelling at Abraham. It fucking gets me fired up. So it's what I never really I you can't get over that. When you lose your best friend like that, that guy would tell people, "Oh, Doug's gonna enter this tournament. He's gonna whoop your ass, this and that." And I'm like, I didn't sign up for this shit. I'm not doing it. And he'd be like, "Yeah, but I already told everybody you're gonna win. I talked all the shit. You have to do it now." I've always been a shy person, but because of him, he always pushed me into the fire. So doing all this wrestling shit without like my crutch, so to speak, like that guy was he would if he would have been there, he probably would have ran to the ring butt naked, even if he was a part of the show or not. He would have been like, "I'm still in this moment from you, buddy." Been doing jumping jacks or
Wow,
something. Oh
wow,
man,
that's cool, man. That's cool. They did you did that tribute for him as well, and
still gonna
but
do it
yeah,
every time
man.
I'm out there. Yeah.
You definitely been killing it, man. I mean, I saw that this first match I saw, the one match I saw of you, you were actually there. It was you and Doomsday, who we're hopefully gonna have on very soon, later on this week. But you guys went out there, you faced Helix and Saul Saul. I forgot what his last name was, but his first name is Saul. And y'all,
Yeah,
that was a
Saul
great
Luna.
match. I thoroughly enjoyed that match.
Yeah, yeah, Sal. I love Sal. He he needs to get beat up more, but he's fun.
But
You know what's funny? Here's a shoot for you. You know that finisher?
yeah,
I was gonna give him something lighter, but in the middle of that, I just picked him up and said, "Fuck you, you're going up," and I just fucking hit him with it.
ouch.
Hey, you don't have a choice.
Hey, it could have been worse. He could have been fighting you and your other tag team partner, Alex
Oh
Ace.
yeah,
So tell us about that now, because when I see you guys, I
that's
see the
fine.
Legion of Doom for some reason. I don't know why. Like I just see Animal and Hawk going
Well,
down there and wrecking havoc.
I mean, I could see maybe the comparisons, but like at the end of the day, we're still our own damn wrestlers. You know what I mean? Like he's 7 feet tall, and like I have to contend with two things when we're walking down to the ring, okay? Because we're walking down, we're ready to whoop ass, we're doing all this shit, but like it's really awkward having a man that tall in really tight leather behind you and not laugh your ass off. You know what I mean? And then the other part of that, if he's flexing behind me, you know what I mean? Like I gotta like make sure nothing's touching my shoulder, like it's a big dude, like I just walking around and swinging everywhere. I'm like, come on, bro, you can't be that tall with all your stuff all out, and then just you're gonna be my partner and just try to take it over. So Legion of Doom, they had their one thing, but they weren't as tall as this guy. He's so damn tall, like one of the best wrestlers ever. But it's just really awkward because I'm funny first and I'm wrestling second. Oh,
Yeah,
yeah, I'm trying to rib my friend all day. And we also like to fight each other. I don't know if you've caught on to that yet, but what happens is he tries to steal the show from me, and I'm like, you can't steal the fucking show from me. I'm the goddamn epic, all right? I don't care what is an Alex Ace. You're not even a pilot. Aces are supposed to be pilots. Get out of my way. Daddy's gonna do the work, and then he gets all butthurt and he tries to take over my match and then we start fighting almost every time. Or like on Friday in Vegas, this little punk ass, we come out there together, we rock it. I come out on the motorcycle, we got fireworks and everything. This is fun. I'm like, yeah, he didn't like inappropriately rub against my back when we did an entrance because I was on my motorcycle to ride away from him. This is great. And then next thing you know, he just goes around doing his own thing, beating up little people on the side, and I'm getting jumped by Hoka and his tag team partner. Is it Hoka? Well, I can't pronounce his damn name, but I'm getting double teamed the whole damn time, running into rails, getting hit with chairs. Somebody broke a chair on my back. They broke a chair on my head, hit me with a kendo stick in the head. Where the hell was he? Talk about my tag team partner. What a maroon that guy. Uh,
Yeah.
I love him to death, but man, he doesn't know what teamwork is. He thinks teamwork means I get to watch everyone. I think that's what it is. Maybe he's tall, but maybe he's not that smart. He speaks Spanish, so I can't really understand him. So he thinks maybe I'll learn teamwork when I watch other teams beat up my partner, and I'll learn how to be a team that way. Look at them work. Oh, that's how teams work, and I'm over here bleeding and shit.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Perhaps if I can make a suggestion,
of course.
manager. I mean, the Road Warriors had Paul at a ring. Let's go into other sports. Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen had Phil Jackson. Uh, Rob
Well,
Gronkowski and Tom Brady had Bill Belichick in the NFL. I mean, a manager
well,
might not be that
I
bad.
have.
I don't know. I mean,
There's only one
I'm
person.
just thinking.
There's only one person, but he's kind of my nemesis. Like, well, the whole damn family is. See, like they like to jump me all the time. The NYE family, he had brought all his little goons out, all the extended family. Journey and Reno and Maki, who's a power slap champion, Juicy, and Parisi. All of them jumped me in the ring, jumped the hell out of me, and then splashed on top of my face. And when he landed, crushed my orbital bone. I'm sitting there like, what the hell was that? I'm just happy Juicy didn't do that damn backflip he does. I was like, all right, excuse me, miss. Sorry, heathens outside of my window. Uh, I'm at Knokx Pro right now. You know who's behind me training right now?
Who?
Rusev's here.
Who?
Rusev.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. His,
Wow.
his Ferrari's right there.
Wow. That's
Yeah.
awesome, man.
I'm not training today though, because I got a little bit of a back injury and my leg's a little infected. It got burned.
Okay. But man, I tell you, man, you take this stuff really serious because I remember when I was outside waiting for my Lyft or Uber or whichever one to take me back to my hotel. I saw you. You were like just towering through the from the event center. You didn't even change or not. You just went straight to your car. I'm like, this guy. I was like,
Yeah.
wow, you guys do not play.
Nah, I had to go sell tickets and take pictures and do fun shit. You know what I mean? Like, not only am I wrestling, but I'm entertaining people. And there's a lot of people that don't get to see me yet because they don't know about me. So I got to go tell them who their favorite wrestler is now. They don't have an option. I'm gonna walk up. I'm gonna ask them who their favorite wrestler is. They're gonna be like somebody. I'm like, shut the fuck up. The Epic's your favorite wrestler. Let me tell you why. And then I convince them, and then they'll see me the next time, and then they're gonna be like, "You are my favorite wrestler." I'm just doing the Lord's work at the end of the day. People are out there thinking that somebody else is the person that they want to see, but they just don't know about me yet. They just
Yeah,
don't understand what's in front of them until it's right there in front of them. They don't understand the whole damn show is right here. So when they go to the Epic show and they see what the Epic does, they're like, wow, not only am I going to laugh, I'm going to watch all kinds of stupid stuff, and I'm going to watch some of the best ass whoopings I've ever seen get put out there. And at the end of the day, the best is yet to come. But if back to your manager topic, the only person who should ever be my manager just because I've already wrestled with this man one on one, and what he did to me was so skillful and so good that what he tried to first lull me to sleep. He played the long game. He worked the crowd. It was my crowd too. The whole crowd's going epic, 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 and then Black Pearl's rolling out of the ring instead of locking up with me. And then he told his fat manager, Ronnie, to go get the bell. So Ronnie comes in and gets the bell, and he said, the match starts when I ring the bell. I'm the Count of California. Then he sit there delaying the bell, trying to steal my crowd from me, trying to take the attention away from the Epic. So then I start a Black Pearl sucks chant. So he takes even longer. Okay. And then the ref is like, "Oh my God, what is happening? This is chaos. You guys either get this gun." We're like, "Shut the hell up, ref." So Reno tries to lull me to sleep. Then we start fighting. I whip his ass. You know what I mean? Because he's like 85. You know what I mean, or maybe closer to 100. He's an old man. County California. So I whipping his ass, and then next thing you know, he trades a little back. I said, he is hard, but then I put him down, and then he has his whole damn family. His manager broke a stick on my back. I went to slap his ass. I slapped him, and then he set it up to distract me and had his whole family come out and jump me. So then I learned that day that that man is a manipulator, but he is smart, cunning, and mildly evil. You know what I mean? He's only mildly evil because I'm probably mostly the most evil person in there. It just depends on what level you can get me at. You know what I mean? Sometimes I'm gonna bite people. Sometimes I'm gonna be smiling, having fun. But I'm the best at everything. That's why I'm the epic, and they're just them. So, anyways, Reno. If Reno was my manager, that would make the most sense because there's only been one man that I've ever had to deal with that was so inconveniencing that no matter what I tried to do or work out, I couldn't. I could shake off chair shots. I do it all the time. I could shake off anything. I could 360 bump on concrete, laugh it off, get right up, and go hit some more stupid shit. This guy beat me down so bad, and they just left me there in the ring. I almost fell asleep. I was out. Whoop my ass. And he set it
Wow.
up. He got me tired first, and then he had his family whip my ass. That's the only person I would want as my manager. Because if you're evil enough to do that and you want to take a risk of getting into the ring with me, you got a set of balls on you to get in the ring with me. You know what I mean? I could accidentally kill you. You know, just saying.
Wow.
Yeah, a wild child, and I'm kind of not all there sometimes. Just sometimes it happens. When my eyes start bulging and stuff, I start clicking a little bit. Then next thing you know, I'm in my feels. I miss my friend, and I'm like, I'm gonna hurt this person, and then I just go for it.
Oh,
Yeah, it happens. That's what happened to
son.
Saul. We're in the ring, and like, he's a decent guy, whatever it is. But then I just see him, and I'm like, nah, time to slam him on his stupid face. You know. And then
Yeah, and
thank God
that's
for
why.
him, he stayed down.
Yeah, that's why I'm glad I'm not a wrestler. I'm good. I will be in the stands. I'm good watching all that go down.
Yeah,
So I just got
but
a,
I,
so
yeah,
I just got a few more questions, man. So I know that and like I said, you're an impressive weightlifter. I saw you deadlifted a 585, and I'm
that's a
like,
warm up.
this guy. What? That's a warm up,
Yeah, you haven't did you just see what I just did last weekend? I just did 735 like nothing.
man.
I have a video clip that's up there. I just did 725, and I did that. I hadn't deadlifted in like 6 weeks, but Ian, the Captain Morgan, was trying to deadlift with me, and he put up like I think he did like 650, and he couldn't get any more than that. So instead of just doing a little more than 650, I did 725 because I wanted to stamp the fact that I'm his daddy. I don't deadlift heavy and squat heavy anymore. But when I do, that's like 700 still a warm up. I don't give a shit. I can pull it like nothing. I don't have to prep for it. I don't have to do any crazy training for it. It's just there whenever I want it.
Wow, that is
Yeah.
still
Uh,
that's impressive though. Me, I could probably do like maybe 50, but I'm not a big weightlifter guy, crazy enough,
well,
surprisingly. But yeah, I'm like, wow, like that's 585. Still, I mean, it's a warm up for you, but to me, that's hella impressive, man.
yeah. Well, you know what? Let me say one thing too. Speaking of deadlift, you know what pissed me the most off in Vegas? These stupid freaking announcers that we have, they're over here going,
Mm.
Matthias, he can deadlift 600 pounds. He's not on USPA records. I'm on USPA records. Why are you over here on this man's jock? He's only lifting my warm up. That's his max weight is my warm up. What the hell is your
Ooh,
problem? Like, you're gonna go sit there and toss this guy's fucking stuff around because he told you to say that. You know what I mean? Like that don't work for me. But let me tell you something about Matthias. That is one hell of a wrestler. That is one hell of a wrestler. Have you seen him?
oh yeah. So when I
Yeah,
first when I first
that
saw him, it was in the Battle Royal. I
yeah,
was like, this. I thought he was in the WBID program because I know Knokx Pro is a WBID certified school. So I
yeah,
was like, I was asking somebody next to me, like, isn't this guy in the WBID program? Like, he looks familiar. But yeah, he's very impressive.
Very good, very well conditioned, very smart, very humble. But at the end of the day, I'm the epic and he's not. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna run my mouth.
So I
Yeah,
got
yeah. What's
so I
up?
gotta ask you, man. Outside of Knokx Pro, right? Outside of the West Coast, who are some wrestlers that you'd want to fight that you would they want to mix up with in the near future? I mean, you could call anybody's name. You could say Randy Orton, because, like I said, pro wrestling is unpredictable. You never know when you might get that call from Triple H, like, "Hey, that Epic guy is really epic. I want to bring him in and have him face Cody Rhodes, or matter of fact, have him do a one-on-one with Jacob Fatu, or. I mean, you probably
Love
ran
Jacob.
into Jacob Fatu before, but I mean, but
I
who are
love
who are your
Jacob.
top five?
Jacob's from here, but like if I had to pick, like if I like first, let me put a disclaimer out there. I would wrestle anybody in that organization because just to get there, just to warm up there, just to be on the sidelines there means that you're one of the best in the world. So to wrestle anybody there, to me, would be the greatest honor ever, and I would learn so much, right? But if we want to talk fantasy talk, uh, honestly, Jacob Fatu would be the most fun because I'm wild and crazy and he's wild and crazy. The only thing is I gotta get in a little better shape and do a couple things a little better here, a lot of better, because that's a world class guy, So, like like I said, I don't like being disrespectful because they work so hard to be there. So I don't even want to talk about wrestling the guys from the WWE because put it this way, if when I was at my height of lifting, right, if somebody would have called me out that's never even done my warm ups. I'm like, you haven't even earned the right to like call me out. You know what I mean? But like, if you're talking about the most fun I think I could ever have, if I were to really bring my best and learn a lot, I still have a lot to learn. Jacob Fatu, of course, because he's wild and fun, and the energy that he brings is so crazy. And I would love to just try to match the crazy. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Yeah, like that. That to me is that would be like the greatest thing in the world, just because. And Jacob is much of a hard ass as he is and a tough guy as he is, he's a great person. He's a great individual. His whole family, it's a bunch of great people. So that's a blessing. But in the Indies, uh, Ben Bishop would be number one. Big trouble.
oh, okay, I
Actually,
remember him now.
yeah, yeah. If I could do any match with anybody, it'd be Big Trouble.
I remember
Like
him.
Yeah, and that's one guy I've been looking at, and he's so fun and so entertaining. You know what I mean? I feel like we could just agree to go out there and do some fun shit, and it would just be on and popping. You know?
Ooh,
Yeah. So that
yeah,
that that would be my dream cast. I can't really give you a top five. You know what I mean? I
yeah,
I I wouldn't want to be disrespectful because, like I said, just to get to the bottom level of WWE, you're still the top level of the world. So you know what I mean?
right,
Like anywhere there to me is an honor. You know?
right.
Yeah, because those people they earn that respect, and I don't ever want to like, I'm not there yet.
Awesome. Well,
Yeah.
I definitely maybe I should have said indies because but yeah, but I got a feeling epic. Like any match you have, man, would be fun, man. Like it doesn't matter who it is, whether it's from. I know disrespecting that whether it's WWE or indies,
Yeah.
because from the way I saw how you were in that match with you and Doomsday versus Saul and Helix, I was like, wow, this guy is definitely hella entertaining, man. Like I thoroughly enjoyed y'all's match. I enjoyed the whole show actually, especially the drunken pirate guy.
As my best friend Ian, Captain Morgan. Yeah, loser. I love him. He's so good. He's a pro boxer.
I wouldn't doubt you. I
No, he's
wouldn't
an
doubt
act.
you.
He's an actual professional boxer.
I wouldn't doubt.
Yeah,
I wouldn't doubt you.
he just won his last pro fight. I might be joining him soon too. I might be going after my pro card. I used to kickbox and I've done all kinds of stuff. So him and I like we. You know what? I'll tell you this. You want to give me a top five in wrestling? Who I want to wrestle? Ben Bishop, Ian Morgan, Captain Ian Morgan, and probably Jake Painter in OVW.
Oh, the back breaking artist.
Yeah. I love him.
I've heard of him. I believe I met him years ago. It may have been it was 2020. I was in Tampa. There was a show called GCW, not Game Changer. It was called Generation Championship Wrestling. They're out of business right now, and I believe he was there with Sky Blue, who this was like I think months before she signed to AEW,
Yeah.
and really cool guy. He didn't wrestle on the card, but yeah, I've seen some of his stuff.
Yeah, he's fantastic. He's so fantastic. But if you watch any match with me and Ian Morgan, we do a thing called Potato City, and we will get to the center of the ring and we will throw live punches at each other.
Oh wow!
Yeah, the goal is to try to make each other bleed.
Ooh,
Yeah, we just hard way each other. We don't go for absolute kill shots. We're not trying to murder each other, but we're trying to hurt each other. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Yeah, and he's probably got the heaviest hands of any person. I mean, I've been kicked and punched by so many people because kickboxing and life and being bouncing and being on the streets. And that dude's got the heaviest hands outside of my other buddy Ryan Diaz. Just these ridiculous things that he has attached to him, and when they hit you, you're like, dude, can you stop? That was supposed to be a work, and you just hit me into the gray zone. Yeah, no, he hit me so hard. We did Potato City in Vegas, and he hit me so hard with one of them that I saw gray and doubled up, and I punched him square in the nose. I was like, back up, and then I threw a kick at him. I was like, I hate you.
You know,
Yeah, he's
speaking of
good though.
kickboxing, you know a guy who I thought was also a kickboxer. Maybe he is Otto Von Clutch. When I saw him, and we had him on the show years
I
ago.
love Otto. Oh God, Otto's the best. Did you talk to him?
Yeah, we did actually. Not. I didn't talk to him live at the show, but we had him on
Man,
our show
there's
like roughly 5 years ago, and we were making comparisons between him and Matt Riddle, who was in WB at the time,
I could see
and we
that
were
wildly.
and
Yeah.
we were doing the whole bro chat, and I was telling my co-host Rob, I'm like, Rob, you're saying it too short. You gotta let the O breathe. You gotta go like, bro. You can't just go,
Yeah, that's
bro.
how he
Like,
talks, bro. Bro, Otto's so freaking funny. He over Well, yeah, his wife was involved in this. Anyways, he overheard somebody hitting on me, and I said, "No, no, no, miss, that's too much." And then it got really funny, so that I'm a funny person, so I blew this whole conversation up, and it got to the point where like I got trapped in an elevator with Ian, the Captain Morgan, and a crowd full of people, and we got flashed. And then the whole elevator and I were all laughing, and I was like, "I need to find this person. I want to get flashed too." Like, he's the funniest man I've ever met. I'm sorry, but Otto has the spiritual energy of just like abundance. It's just so great. Like that's one guy you need to talk to. I
you know,
love him.
we he's actually on our radar because, and this is the one thing I hate about Ringside Society's history is that when we started with Blog Talk Radio, and Blog Talk Radio was only audio. So I was like, I've always wanted to interview tag teams, but I didn't want it to be audio, and then you're just hearing a bunch of voices. That's why I like using StreamYard, which is our current format, because now you could see who's talking. Like you see, I'm talking. You see, Epic's talking. If Epic's tag team partner's on there, he's talking. It's not just a bunch of jump, because so people will know who the voices are coming from. Um, and at that time, I think he told me that he was in a tag team or a stable called the Profilers.
Yeah,
So
with
I'm
Matt,
like,
with
yeah,
Ian's partner right now.
so I'm like, we gotta like in my mind, I'm like, now that we're video, we gotta get those guys back, all three of them, if possible, or at least two of them, and try to like
I'll help you set it up.
do some
They're
catch up and whatnot.
fantastic.
There's a lot of people I want from Knokx Pro on this show. Like, there's a lot. It's just
Yeah. I'll help you wrangle those people in, man. They're worth it. And so is big man Alex Ace. I love that guy so much. He's a school teacher.
oh really?
For sure.
Wow,
Yeah, he's a 7 foot tall school teacher.
gym
Just
teacher.
walks in. Yeah, I would be so scared if I saw him as a kid. I'd be like, what the fuck is Lurch doing here? Get out of here. Do your homework, bruh. Like, it just, he's so fun. Him and I got some fun shit coming up. I swear. Like, if you watch what we have coming up, so Pomona, July 12th, at
Mhm.
Pomona at the Derby Room. We'll have the live feed for Knokx Pro. So Pomona, July 12th, Epic and Aces, Epic and Ace, Ace and Epic. Basically the whole damn show, Epic first, and then Ace because he's the small guy. We're gonna be in Pomona and we're doing a three-way match against Ian the Captain Morgan and the Real McKeel against Mighty Mouse and some guy named Tim, or no, the pimp. What's his name? Whatever. Anyways, irrelevant because it's just Epic and Ace. We're showing up and we're about to smash these people to pieces. It's going to be a lot of fun. So speaking of tag teams, that is going to be one of the best events you're going to see coming up. You're going to see Pomona, my hometown, in Pomona, California, July 12th at the Derby Room. That's going to be the spot. I'm telling you.
Wow, that's so y'all heard July 12th. If you're in Pomona, make your way over to Knox Pro.
Yep.
They're a
And
great promotion.
if you're watching this podcast and you want tickets and you hit me up, I'll get you half off.
Y'all just heard. Make sure you hit up this man. Like I'm not just saying this because Epic is from Knox Pro. I've been there myself, and I could tell you they are a great promotion. A lot of there's a lot of larger than life personalities there. Heck, even the ring announcer is larger than life.
Oh, she's so
Um,
good, Avisa.
and yeah, that's another one that's on our radar too. There's a lot of people from Knox Pro we're looking to have on the show. So
Yeah.
we'll definitely be making that happen soon. But y'all definitely make sure y'all check out Knox Pro. They're a great promotion, well ran. And speaking of Knox Pro, I gotta ask you, I just got two more questions before we shut it down.
Yes, sir.
My second to last question, man. So let's say if somebody goes up after a Knox Pro show and like, yo, Epic, the stuff y'all did was epic. Sweet Sensations had the crowd going side to side. Alex Ace, that man is a badass personified. They're saying, even the women are like warriors. I want to do what y'all are doing. I'm about to join Pro's next class. What advice would you give that young man or young woman that's looking to do what y'all do in the ring?
Everybody talks, nobody acts. Put your money where your mouth is, show the fuck up, do the work. It's real easy. Everybody can get excited and run their mouth. Everybody can get excited till and say they can do something or they want to do something. But 1 inch of progress is better than a whole 10 years worth of intentions. Go out there and do the first thing, sign up, get your shit done. We have a new program right now where we have a loan program, student loan program for the school. You could pay for it all up front in a lump sum. It's cheaper that way. There's many payment options other places don't have. So like money can't really be an objective anymore because they even have a way to structure lower payments so they can drag it out over time. Um, it's they do a lot to help people. And when I say that you'll never get better teaching than here at Knokx Pro, I sincerely mean it. I go to a lot of places and people will tell me, "Oh, you're good with this, your energy, all this other stuff." I get in front of Rikishi the last 2 days and lay a fucking egg in practice. I'm injured, I'm hurt, but it doesn't matter because he don't give a fuck if you're injured or hurt because at the end of the day, he's already wrestled and done everything that you're supposed to be doing right now, injured and hurt. And I couldn't find a way to make my shit coherent. I couldn't make it good, and he fed me. So I came today with the new plan. I have my objectives I need to hit for my own personal happiness for training. And that's what makes you better. You need somebody that's done it before and doesn't give a shit about your excuses. Because excuses, that's your biggest that's what holds you back in life. Is if you're gonna sit there and make excuses and you're not gonna have solutions, you're always gonna be a punk. You're never gonna get the job done. You have to come with solutions. He doesn't want to hear, "Oh, I'm sorry, oh, this or that." No, I'm showing up today. I got the energy. And the only way I could ever show him that I'm sorry is by fixing the egg that I laid the last 2 days. And he's going to look for it. And he will feed me harder or be fed up with me and not talk to me anymore. Because he gives it to you raw, real. And you're not going to get fake from him. You're not going to get fake from Reno. That's what makes this place special. We have Rusev in there training right now. Rusev just made his WWE
Awesome.
comeback. He's in there right now training people. You don't get
Awesome.
that anywhere else. You don't get that anywhere else. Where do you get people like Gangrel showing up? This is the best place. There is
So
no other. I've been in many training environments. Like I said, I've been a professional lifter. I've been a high level athlete. I've seen crazy training environments, but the things that make training environments efficient is brutal honesty. That's what you get here. That's what you get. You get everything.
awesome. So for those of y'all that heard that are looking to train at Knox Pro, you actually just got a bit of advice from somebody who's been there, who's somebody who's training it there right now. So remember what he just said. Remember what this man just said, and I'm serious because you don't want to fail. Because next thing you know, you go there and you make the mistake, and pretty much that's your career. Remember what Epic just said, and if you're looking to train a Knox Pro, go ahead, put your all into it.
Yeah.
And like I said, I'm not a wrestler, but from what I can tell, it's a great environment. The vibe I get is it's these men and women, they put their all into every show they're at. So if you're looking to train there, you just got a bit of advice from somebody who's actually there right now.
My,
And
I was gonna tell you
my
real quick.
last, sorry, go ahead.
My tag partner Alex Ace drives six
Mhm.
plus hours to come here to do tag team stuff with me. And yesterday it was a rough day for me. Like I said, I was on the shit list. But we still had a big enough conversation with Reno about ideas and what we're doing, what we could fix, and where we're going with stuff and what we can make better. That made my day and his day worth it. And then we text and talk all day about how important it was for us to have been here yesterday. 6 hours. I worked 70 hours a week in a diesel truck, 70 hours a week. And then I still get over here and I still find my time to train in a gym. It's worth it. If you really want something that bad, if you want to do it, you want to say you want to be a wrestler, this is the place you become a wrestler. And it's also the place where you learn how to be an adult. So it's great. So what's the last one? Sorry.
So my last
Yeah.
question, man. So you got some really good music that you come out to, battle drums. I really dig that. It reminds me of one of my favorite artists that I listen to. You're probably gonna laugh at me, Skrillex.
I love
Um,
Skrillex.
yeah, I used to
Johnny
work out
Boy.
to Kyoto and Bangarang.
You
Bangarang
know,
was whenever I wanted some cardio. That's one of my songs I go to.
Bangarang was gonna be my original entrance.
What stopped you? It's a banger. I mean, no pun intended, but yeah, it's Bangarang's a banger.
I might go back to it when I'm done with stuff with Alex Ace. It's just that one entrance I have. See, I had the motorcycle at the last show when I was doing my
Mhm.
entrances.
Yeah,
So, and then they cut my music off shorter. Normally, if I have where I'm going, that second drop that's in that battle drum song towards the end,
yeah.
I start jumping on the ropes and I can start getting people to mosh with me.
Oh wow,
Yeah, yeah, it's a thing, man. I
that's
love people and like I know how to get the crowd in tune. So I use that middle ground of that song specifically to pull people into my circus to be like, come on, buddy, we're partying, we're doing this. The crazy man's out. Let's go. Join my energy. And as it's going, yeah, walk. And there we go. I'm gonna run to the ropes. I'm gonna jump on the ropes. I'm gonna start doing my shit. People are gonna do it back with me. I'm gonna jump down, sprint across the ring, jump up on the other side. Let's go, motherfuckers. Get up. It's my goddamn show. I'm entertaining you. I'm the fucking epic, and you're gonna fucking pay attention to me because I'm the fucking shit. So
that's right.
I'm gonna pull them into my fucking circus, and then I'm gonna whoop someone's ass and be like, "You're fucking welcome," and I'm gonna leave. That's what's up. That's what we do.
Wow, that's cool. Yeah, I was like, yeah, Bangarang, and then there was no, I forgot what it was called. It goes, fight till we can't fight. That's how the song starts. Everybody's, I think, I forgot what I heard it like 10 years ago, but that was
Mm.
another song, and it's probably gonna end up in my head later on. I
Yeah,
remember the
text it
name
to
of
me.
it.
I'll listen to it.
I forgot what it was. Let me see. I forgot what it. Let me see. Let me see if I can find it. Hold on, because this was another banger that I listened to. Um, it's called Fight Till We. No, it's not called Fight Till We Can't Fight. It's oh, Recess. Yes, Recess. That
Yeah,
was the
that
one.
was another one on the list too.
What?
Yeah, yeah. You know, I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what. I'll let you come out with me one of these days. When I see you at a show, I'll let you come out with me during my entrance. That's a,
I'll
I
take you up
yeah
on it.
yeah. I
I'm
don't give
not
a
getting
fuck.
in that ring though. I'm not getting that ring
Oh
because
no, no,
I'm
no,
not
no.
trying to.
That trained people only can get into the ring. But
Okay.
I'll let you feel the energy. I'll show you what the fucking epic is because I'm just the avatar. You got to understand what the epic truly is. It's the avatar. The people in the room, they're shitty weeks, they're good vibes, they're bad vibes, they're bad energy, the good energy, all the shit that's culminating in that fucking room, circling around, all that energy that's in there. That's what the epic is. I'm just the avatar for the moment. The moment is epic. I'm just releasing it.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's epic. I gotta say, you, sir, you have great taste in music. I don't think
Thank
I've
you.
ever met another interviewee, another guest on our show that has said they also they also listen to Skrillex. I thought I was the only one.
Yeah.
Aside from this other group, Jack Evans and Angelico. When they were in AAA, or I think it may have been CMLL, they used to come out to that song, and I was like, oh, these guys are cool people. Come out of Skrillex, they know what's up. Never met anybody else on ringside said that says Skrillex is their thing too. But that's
I
great
could,
to hear.
I'm gonna have to
Kid,
cut out. But can I give you a little snippet of what me and Ace might walk out to?
yeah, sure.
What's on our hit list? Look up Dirty Phonics Hammer,
Ooh, I will check that out. That
and I want to
I
cut.
would def-
Yeah, I want to cut it in around like 30 seconds in, and let it build a little bit, and then I want to. There's gonna be a play that I want to do so I can do a good pop on the entrance.
wow. I will definitely check it out after this. I'm always looking for new music to check out, or even some old music that I may have missed. But I gotta ask you, man. So, uh, when you work out, man, when I mean, I'm not a gym buff either. But when I used to go to the gym and do my cardio when I was in the Navy,
Yeah, I was
I
in the
always have.
Navy too.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Wow. Hey,
I was a
thank you for
master of
serving,
arts.
man.
Thank you for
I,
serving.
I was a corpsman. So we
Fuck
kind of
yeah,
worked.
dude.
So we kind of worked
We
hand in
did.
hand.
Were you at like Little Creek over there on the East Coast or like Dan
No, no,
Mac?
no. I was in Sasebo, Japan. I got lucky. I got Sasebo,
Oh,
Japan, and
nice.
then I went with the Marines in Camp Lejeune, or around the Marines in Camp
Oh,
Lejeune.
okay.
Yeah,
My
great
friend
times,
Caitlin
great
was out
times.
there. My friend Caitlin, we call her Raquel, or Bonquiqui. She was out there.
Oh,
She
okay,
was a
we're in
Marine.
Japan or
Japan,
North
yeah.
Carolina.
And then Lejeune.
Oh,
And now she's in North
oh,
Carolina. She actually lives right next to the base.
oh, yeah. A lot of people do that. Like they stay in Jacksonville. I always tell people Jacksonville is like it's not country, but it's not town. It's kind of like in the middle. It's a small town.
Yeah.
You know,
She wants to move. She wants to come back home over here. This is where her home is. Me and my friend Karina. That's where she needs to be.
yeah. So I gotta ask you, man. Yeah, what are some songs? By the way, before I go, KHS, thank you. But don't it's not about me. It's the guests, man. The guests that make the show, not me. I'm just the guy that provides the platform and whatnot.
Oh, no, you take that
But
compliment,
thanks.
sir. You take that compliment. God damn it, you're good at this. Yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah.
try.
You're
But
doing a good job,
I gotta
man.
ask you, man. So what's on your playlist when you work out, when you're ready to do some cardio? We know that you come out to, battle drums to when you want to, put that butt open on your opponent. But when you're in the gym getting ready to knock out some cardio or some weights or some reps or some calisthenics,
It could be
what's on
anything.
the Epics playlist?
It could be anything. It could be slow music. It could be 40s or like not 40s, but like doo-wop music. It could be old Motown, Michael Jackson, Prince, The Time. It could end up being what's the Wham? I
Okay.
forgot his name. But it literally I don't like to go too crazy in the gym spiritually because I have a lot of emotions wrapped up inside of me, and I don't want to burn out my nervous system. So if I go too crazy in the gym, the end all effect is you could actually burn out your nervous system by going too hard, and then it takes
Mm.
me longer to recover, and then I have to wrestle and work and do all these other things. So I try to keep it to like a happy medium. When I go crazy though, most of the time it'll be on deadlifts or like maybe a heavy squat or a heavy bench press, a heavy. Not I don't do it all day in the gym. And then it's typically I can go to like Il Nino. Is another song I'll put on. Kill 'Em All from 808 King 808. Uh, actually, Kill 'Em All is everything, and then Scissors from Slipknot when I'm going to do something absolutely psychotic.
Ooh, nice, nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Scissors does it every time. Like that is it's like pouring acid on my brain, turning into the Hulk. The Bruce Banner thing is like a turning acid on my. When I put that song on, I get weird.
So you're gonna laugh at my playlist that I have that I had when I used to go to the gym. So one song I always have to have is "Broken Down" by Seven Dust. That's my jam.
That's
Always
good.
gotta have it. Um, and it could vary from anything from pro wrestling tunes. I mean, I've worked out to "Real American" by Hulk Hogan or by Rick
That was
Derringer.
that was my best friend Abe and I's favorite song. If you scroll through my Instagram, I think I have old videos. I have a video of me squatting 600 or 500 pounds and taking a beer bong with Abe pouring it in my mouth with Hulk Hogan Real American on in the back.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah. That was back when I used to
I've
drink.
um I've I've worked out to what was it? There was God's I think it was called Ain't Nobody, God by Gorillas of Destiny. I had that song I used to work out to. Roppongi 3K from New Japan. That was another song. And then I have some other songs like you'll laugh at me, but one song that gets me worked up if I want to do some reps or even cardio, either Good Vibrations by Marky Mark.
There you go.
And
Yeah.
then What Is Love by Hathaway.
Fuck
Don't
yeah, dude. Hey,
don't judge me.
I'm
That's
not
that.
judging you. My buddy Corey Kelly, who is a professional fighter and trains fighters now, right? Him and I listen to the dumbest shit and we start dancing in the gym and people are like, these two idiots won't stop, and it's always corny shit, like I don't give I put Celine Dion in the gym or Backstreet Boys and NSYNC and I got people like, come on, bro. And I'm like, it's my day, dude. I don't know what to tell you. You want to fight me for it, but like you ain't changing that fucking song. Like I don't give a shit. I'm having
Yeah,
fun. Fuck you.
that's another thing too. When I was at Lejeune, we had a gym that was not too far from the barracks, and whoever got there first got control of the ox.
Yeah.
And what I would do is I'd put on my playlist, but and some of the guys that would go in there and work out, they wouldn't know that. Well, first off, I would actually somehow get control of it before people got in, but I wouldn't play my songs until there was more people. Then I started playing them. And all of a sudden, I remember one time one guy was like, "Who's in charge of the ox? Like, where's this music coming from?" And this time, I still have my headphones in my ears, and I'm on the
Yeah.
stationary bike. I'm just riding, but they don't know it's me because they think I'm listening to my own
Yeah.
music on the phone.
Yeah.
So
You're
I'm just
working.
spending away and laughing, and they should try to figure out who's playing all this random music.
I love it. That's so good. That's so good. My favorite is
But
playing like Sinead O'Connor or something stupid.
wow,
Yeah.
nothing compares.
That's my jam, bro. Like I've actually squatted more heavyweight to Prince Purple Rain than any other song.
Oh wow,
My one of my favorite all times. Prince was the greatest musician that ever lived, and most people don't know that. He used to write rock and roll riffs for musicians when they were lost.
yeah, he I think he
Metal and
knew like
everything.
27 instruments.
Yeah, no, he was God's gift to music. He was flawless. He was so good.
Yeah,
Yeah. That's
but
my
I
that's
gotta
my
think.
favorite artist.
Oh, Prince, wow.
Yeah.
So I take it the first thing you do when you go to Minneapolis or Minnesota, or I think you may have been from Minneapolis, this city, or you're gonna go to Paisley Park if you haven't gone there already.
I haven't gone there, but it'll be on my hit list when I get there.
Yeah, I heard I heard it's a great place. I got to check it out. I didn't even know it existed
Yeah.
until a few years ago, but I will definitely check it out when I get there.
Oh yeah. We should set up a wrestling ring out there. That's what we should do. We should try to throw an event and pack it. That's what we should do. That sounds fun. That's kind of like my interest right there. Anyways, if we're gonna go somewhere, if I'm going to go somewhere as a wrestler, if there's a historical park, I'm like, well, how do I get in there and how do we pack it? Like, let's go.
Well, I'll tell you what. If you guys ever make it to New York, you know, you're more than welcome to throw up a wrestling ring anywhere, man.
We're actually
We'll
talking.
def-
We're talking about getting to New York or Jersey. We have connections out there, and there's some things that are happening. Yeah.
yeah, actually, there's SummerSlam going on in August.
Yep.
Um,
You'll see.
I'm maybe I think too far ahead, but I'm always saying like I hope these promotions take advantage of it and they have it they do it like the same way WrestleMania week was, where you have a whole bunch of stuff going on. I think that'd be cool because I know you got more people because you got people on vacation, you got kids out of school, everything. So I
Yeah.
think that would be a great thing for the not just the area of New York, New Jersey, but just the wrestling community in general.
Oh yeah.
But we'll see. I'm just a fan, so I just gotta. Most I could do is just wish and hope.
Yeah, I'm pretty positive something might happen out there. I'm definitely going to be out there at SummerSlam anyways, because what I did at WrestleMania to get new fans is I walked around and I asked everybody, just like I did at Fremont Street. I said, "Who's your favorite wrestler?" And they were like, "So and so." I said, "Shut the fuck up. The Epic's your favorite wrestler." "Who's the Epic?" "I'm the goddamn Epic. Take a picture with me. Shut the fuck up." And then we became all best friends. Yeah, yeah. I'm going to do the same shit at SummerSlam. You think I'm playing? I'm crazy, and I'm going to go out there and I'm going to go meet people.
Hey, I wouldn't doubt you. I wouldn't doubt you wouldn't do that. So,
Hey, but brother, I gotta go in there. I actually still have to go
hey.
do training roles, and I gotta go do some stuff.
Yeah, I was just, I was
I'm
just,
gonna
I was just
wrestle.
about I was just about to shut the show down actually, and but I gotta say, man, hey, Epic, it was a pleasure speaking to you. On behalf of myself and my two co-hosts, Captain Knight and Rob Bass, who couldn't be here tonight, and the rest of our ringside side crews, guys, say thank you very much for taking time out of your busy schedule to be a guest on our show. We really and truly appreciate it, and we hope that you get to wrestle all the opponents you want to wrestle. And we'll be get to travel to not just the East Coast, but many different places. If you go to Japan, make sure you get your what was it, the Ribera uh jacket. Alex Ace
Oh
knows
yeah,
what I'm talking about, but
yeah,
make
he
sure
does.
you get that.
And I'm gonna have to
And
wear a baklava too. I got a buddy that's from Kyoto, and he was like, "You better cover every inch of tattoo on your body if you're gonna visit my hometown."
yeah,
Well, I wouldn't
so
disrespect my friend, so I
yeah.
am. Yeah.
So I just gotta say, yeah, yeah. Once again, wish you nothing but the best in your career. And when we see you in WWE or AEW or TNA, best believe we'll be, screaming at the top of our lungs. Yeah, you made it, man. Yeah, that's epic, man.
And
What
better
the
reach out
epic?
to me too, so we
That's
could do
the
more
epic.
interviews and talk. Yeah, like what
Definitely, man.
don't ever think that if I make it somewhere, if I'm doing something or whatever it is, anytime anyway, hit me up. You're a great person. I like your vibe. You know, you're you're good at what you do. You got this whole setup going on. You were out at WrestleMania hustling, doing your thing. And like if any way that you want to reach out and you feel like I could help or add or I'm fun to talk to, hit me up and we can set something up.
Awesome, man. So before we shut this show down, where can fans find you on social media when they want
Oh,
to see their next, not their next, but their favorite wrestler, Epic in action? Where can they buy Epic merchandise, and where can bookers and promoters find you when they want to book you or book you and Alex Ace for their shows?
okay. So Instagram, it's just JUST_the_epic. Just
Awesome,
the epic. And then my merch is sold on a website. When I was a powerlifter, I went by just the regular name of Doug, but the Epic took over, slapped Doug in the face, and said, "Move the fuck out the way, you loser." But the Doug still has the website. So it's the DEA.US. DEA.US. It's the Doug Enjoyment Agency.
awesome.
Yeah.
So y'all definitely heard this man has merchandise on a on his own website. What was it again?
The DEA.US.
The DA.us. Make
Yes,
sure
sir.
y'all get there. Make sure y'all cop that merchandise. If you can't make the shows that the Epic is at, another way you can support is actually by copying that merchandise and showing your support. And that way, when he makes it to the big leagues and some jabroni goes, "Oh, I got the new Epic merchandise from WWE Shop or AEW Shop or Shop TNA." you could be like, yeah, well, I got his stuff from when he was, starting out, when he was just starting out. So yeah, I'm
Heck
a
yeah.
real fan. So
Message me your
definitely, it's always,
address. I'll send you a shirt, brother. What size are you?
I'm an XL. I mean, I
I'm
could buy
sending
it,
you a
man.
shirt. Now,
I don't want to do that to y'all, man.
you're not doing nothing to me. I'm an adult, and I told you I'm gonna do it. So send me your address, and I'm gonna send you a shirt.
All right,
we're,
man.
we're doing this, man. It's at the end of the day, it's a pleasure for me to do it. There's one thing that I can tell you. What I do at every show is I give away at least like 10 to 15 shirts for free. I don't give a shit because one thing that I started doing early on when I was calling an audience is I wanted to see who was a return customer. And now when I show up to Pomona and everyone goes, dude, your shirts are everywhere. I'm like, oh yeah, yeah, I got return customers. I haven't even given out freebies today. So
Yeah,
it's my way to keep tabs on doing stuff. So I love giving out free merch too, because you never know what people are going through in life or what they're struggling with or what's happening. And like, I'm not rich, but I'm okay. And like, I want to make sure that if I can give anything, that maybe I could change somebody's bad day to a better day if I give them, something. It's kind of
awesome.
my,
I
yeah,
appreciate it. I appreciate it, man. But yeah, so y'all heard, the man has merch. Go out and cop that merch.
yeah,
That's one way you can support.
TPA.us.
That's one way you can support indie wrestling is by going out there and copping some merch. I'll tell y'all right now. I practice what I preach. I mean, I don't have the shirts here right now, but I did cop some merch at Knokx Pro. I have a Samoan Dynasty shirt. I have a Sweet
Yeah.
Sensational shirt. I have a shirt from national, what was it, New Tradition Lucha Libre. I've you want to know something what I did for those of y'all listening and watching? I went to Las Vegas with one shirt. You know why I went to Las Vegas with one shirt or maybe two shirts? Because I know by the time I was done with WrestleMania week, I would come back with more shirts.
Yes, sir.
So I practice what I preach. Y'all go out there and support indie wrestling as well. That's where the majority of your WWE and AEW and TNA superstars come from. So it's a great
Yes, sir.
feeling. Go do it. And with that being said, it's about time for us to shut this show down. My eyelids are getting heavy. My stomach is kind of rumbling. That means it's time for I guess an almost midnight snack and dinner. I might not eat it, or maybe I just have some cereal or something. But before I partake in those activities, um, if y'all want to follow me, those of you listening or watching, if y'all want to follow me on social media, not that I do a lot of cool stuff, but I do go to a lot of cool places. Next week I'll be in Tokyo, Japan, so y'all can follow me as on my adventures there. I'm on Twitter and Instagram at the Remy Blue. Blue Sky at Remy Blue as well. And I'm also on Facebook under the alias, you guessed it, Remy Blue. All those all across the board. And our podcast is also on social media. We're on Twitter and Instagram at Ringside Society, Twitch at Ringside Society 2019. Blue Sky is the same thing at Ringside Society. We're also on Spotify. And we're also on Teespring, where we sell official Ringside Society merchandise. We have t-shirts and hoodies and coffee mugs. And last but not least, we also have a YouTube channel where you can see cool interviews like this one, like the one we did with Fire and Fury, our part of our season premiere, and also the Brothers Gray and many other great men and women in professional wrestling. You can find those interviews on YouTube, and to see it, it's very easy. It's not rocket science. It's not even pre-algebra. Go on YouTube, type in Ringside Society, and when you see that really good looking dark blue and light blue yin yang sound, the blue flames around it, that's when you know it's us. So make sure you subscribe to all our videos because we got a lot of cool stuff coming up, and you don't want to miss a thing like Aerosmith in 1998. And with that being said, we just want to thank everybody that tuned in live tonight. Thank you very much. We strive on being one of the best wrestling podcasts a wrestling fan could, should, and would listen to. A podcast that goes by the philosophy, if you go into that ring, you put on a show for us, whether you're a wrestler, promoter, referee, manager, whatever. We want to hear from you. That's what we strive on doing, and we're not going to stop being that. To those of y'all that are going to listen later on, we get a chance. Thank you very much in advance. And those of y'all that hate us, can't stand us, really and truly wish we would just go away and stop what we're doing. Well, like myself at Golden Corral, we're not going anywhere for a while. So with that being said, we just want to let everybody know that we're very well and aware. It's not a secret. Everybody and their grandparents and their parents have a podcast, but we're not your grandparents' podcast. We're not your parents' podcast. As a matter of fact, we're not just any podcast. Hashtag we are not the same. So I'm gonna say it right now. One time for the mind, one time for the people, one time for the wrestling culture, one time for the great folks over at Knokx Pro. Keep on doing what y'all doing. Y'all impressed the heck out of me. And one time for your favorite wrestler. No, not The Rock, not Stone Cold, not Hulk Hogan. No, we're gonna say it one time. Also, one time for the epic. We're the Wrestling Fans Podcast, Ringside Society, and we'll be back later on this week with another impressive guest on another impressive episode. But until then, we just have four favors for y'all. Stay safe, stay healthy, be excellent to each other, and enjoy wrestling. We out. Peace.
Take it easy, brother. Thank you.